Hi, I'm Dave Bartie. You're in Dave Bartie's Deckhead Skate Shop, and you're watching Beach Break.
And now we're going to hand over to Dave for a rundown on the rest of the skateboard building process.
First thing on building any skateboard is the grip tape, to make sure that you stick it on properly without bubbles or whatever. But that's the number one movement on building a board, grip tape first. So you line it up, peel it back an inch, start slapping or rubbing in the middle of the board to the outside edges. That way you eliminate bubbles and so on. You work your way right through the middle of the board like that, starting at the middle, working out, peeling the backing paper off inch or two at a time. Once you've completed that, you press down on the edges very firmly all the way around. Once that's done, you can either do it one of two ways. The safest way is filing. You can file and rub the whole way around the perimeter of the edge, which eliminates all the excess tape. Or you can give a quick rub with any metal surface to get the rough stuff off and Stanley knife the edge. Safest way is to file.
The tail block, rails and nose guard go on next. They're all made from industrial plastics to help improve the strength and performance of the board.
Once you've done that, you press the mounting bolts through. Holding them with your hand, you turn it over onto either a bench top or whatever to hold the bolts there, while you then put your riser pads on. Once the bolts are through, you then place on the riser pads, which go underneath the truck. So the riser pads go on first, then the trucks. But it's important to have a similar height riser pad on the front as you have on the back. In which case, if you're using the cell block on the rear, which is an oval-shaped riser pad, this article lessens the likelihood of you snapping a board. It does lessen the likelihood. So if you're using that, you use two small risers at the front to match up to it. Just make sure you have similar height risers underneath the trucks. From there, you put the trucks on and you bolt them all down. Tensioning the trucks is first done by the washers. You must have washers underneath the nylon, underneath a nut on a nylon base plate. Otherwise, tension's irrelevant. You'll pull the nuts right through a nylon base plate. But tension of truck is tightening it down until you can see either nylon, the base plate, flexing a little bit, at which time you stop. With the metal one, you just feel the tension on it. It just bottoms out. You just can't tighten it anymore. Don't over-tension your bolts until the head of the screws come driving through into the top of the deck. That delaminates and splits boards. Just do it so it's tight and firm, and check it weekly as you skate. That's important. Lappers are something some skaters use, some don't. They do help you over obstacles like gutters, even skating some ramps and so on. It helps a skater from hanging up. Some skaters don't use them because their ability is far above those of others, but they're certainly a help to a skater to stop him from hanging up his trucks on curves and things. Number one skater in the world, Tony Hawk, uses them everywhere. So to me, that's a good enough example. Okay, you place the bearing on the axle. You then push the wheel onto the bearing, lift the wheel off, place another bearing on, and always a spacer. Don't forget to use a spacer. Then turn the wheel over and push it on the second time. Do your axle nut up, and it's all finished. The thing you don't do, you don't try and put bearings on by bashing with hammers and punches and screwdrivers and things. That'll only destroy them. Use the simple way, just the axle. Tension the wheel. You then finish off by putting the nut on, tightening the nut up. Now you've already pushed the bearings onto the wheel, but not hard enough. So you tighten the nut down as hard as you can get it with a small socket skate tool, not a big arm socket, just a small tool, and tighten it down and then back it off a quarter turn until the wheel spins. You don't want the wheel rock hard, but you do want it firm. You don't want it wobbling. So it's firm tension, but not wheel wobble. Other than that, copers, they clamp onto the truck, clip on the top of the trucks, and they stop you grinding and cutting and ripping into the expensive trucks you've just bought, and make everything last a little bit longer. That's it. The board's ready to skate. Skate safely. Never leave your boards on its wheels. You put it away when you get home.